Hey, discerned listeners, let's watch Couples Therapy. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor, and I've been specializing in couples therapy for 25 plus years. And if you're watching this, it means you're watching the non-member exclusive video, which is just a short little trailer for the full video. So if you want to watch this full video and all the other full couples therapy reaction videos that I'm posting in the beginning of 2024, become a member of the YouTube channel by clicking the join button, or there's a link below if you don't see the join button.
And this just hit ahead last year. So this has been going on since 2016.
But you didn't.
Cheating since 2016. I don't know when the show came out, but I am going to take a guess and say that this was filmed within the past couple years. So she emphasized, 2016. It's been happening for a while. Lots of cheating.
Not know.
I'm oblivious. So I am beyond enraged.
So you notice that Orna looks at Sean as a way of connecting or assessing or indicating, hey, or even saying, I invite you. We're not ignoring you. She's talking about you, and I'm reflecting stuff about you. But you're in the room, and I'm acknowledging you. So that was a good move. I don't know what sort of face Sean has at this point. I'm guessing he had a similar face earlier, which is kind of like resting. I don't know what sort of face, concerned face.
And I guess I try to then tap into my 80%.
Okay, well, that's not resting concerned face. That's like upset face or ashamed face, or I don't like that my wife is mentioning this face. I don't know. So right away as a therapist, I would be very, very concerned about this. Again, because my experience says that I can risk things more with Erica than Sean, and since Sean hasn't talked yet, I would say, oh, okay, Erica, this is really great information. Thank you so much. Sean, what's going on? I see a look on your face. Give him the reins so that, because what can happen is someone can just go quickly nosediving into, I don't want to be here. This is bullshit, and reactivity and a lot of emotional upheaval and meltdown such that he either will blow out of therapy or he'll never recover for the rest of the session. He might say something he regrets that will just plague him for the rest of the session. And, I'm trying to be helpful. So I would try to head that off at the pass. Let's see what happens.
I'm oblivious. So I am beyond enraged. And I guess I try to then tap into my 80%, but I'm off track big time.
Okay, so another little data point that Erica using this 80%, 20% thing about something that is pretty difficult, what she's disclosing. I don't know what that says about Erica. Maybe someone that is responsible and used to talking with colleagues or something. There's a sort of work language that she's using. I mean, not entirely. It's certainly the way I talk. I use a lot of percentage points. But anyway, so she is saying that, and she's saying, I have a hard time returning to the 80%. So it sounds like she wants to return. She wants to repair. So it sounds like she found out. And then she says, I was beyond enraged. Okay, so that's good that she can say that. That's another assessment bit of just like she's not in complete denial of her emotions. I mean, she doesn't seem in denial of anything yet, but it's good to kind of, okay, you can acknowledge that. The other thing it sounds like she's trying to tell is, because the thing about relationship therapy is that when you're doing conjoint sessions, meaning more than one client in the room, they might be communicating with you, the client might be communicating with me, but they're aware of the other person. And that can be used to your advantage in ways. But it's just always something to think about is she's telling me something, but what is she also telling him? And it's possible that Erica is telling him that she is hopeful and she's trying to work on things, but something needs to change. I mean, given my hypothesis earlier, just trying to shoehorn this data point into it, it's possible that Erica knows that if she pushes any sort of negativity, if she focuses on the 20% or lives within that 20%, that he'll bolt because of his defenses of running. I, of course, have no idea. I could be completely wrong about all the things I've been taking a guess at. I probably am.
What would be on track?
I guess to be a loving, supportive wife. Can you put a voodoo spell on me to extract it from my brain?
Like-
Okay. So, I don't know, but the way she put that, because she said loving and supportive, and I thought she would say marriage. What would be back on track would be a loving and supportive marriage, but then she says, I need to get back on track to be a loving and supportive wife without any... Now, she's not saying there's no process to get, there's no processing to get there, but this has the yellow flag, if you will, of overfunctioning and codependency and parentification herself. I have no idea, but it wouldn't be uncommon for two people who have been traumatized in their life relationally in some way growing up, and for one person to adopt an underfunctioning defense mechanism and for the other person to adopt an overfunctioning defense mechanism. They both have traumas, sometimes the exact same sort of traumas, but given their roles in the family of origin system, meaning that if you were the oldest, then you might be called upon to be parentified, and if you're a middle or a younger, then you might be called on to be underfunctioning or to delay development in certain ways. So anyway, and for those two people, they often will match up because they see themselves. There's a lot of different reasons as to why they do match up. And it's not pathological. It can work as long as it's flexible to some extent, and there's a lot of really good self-awareness and communication. You can certainly have that dynamic, but typically that's not the case, and so it will be very aggravating and become a problem. But she is seemingly exhibiting this. It's just like, if I can only be better, because that is the mantra and the mandate given to a parentified child. It's like, daddy wouldn't drink if you were a better kid. All right, well, let's adjourn the free portion of this episode. If you want to see the rest of this episode, become a YouTube member by clicking below. Totally up to you. No problem if you don't. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.